Hi, welcome to another episode of 666 Seconds of Metal. I got Shane here with me all the way from Canada, and we got a lot to cover tonight, Shane.
Fuck yeah, this is going to be a good one.
Hell yeah.
We are doing 2023 Top 10. And I guess I'll start out here, Pete. Number one, we got As in Hell, Impi Hora. This is a debut album released at the end of September. They're a three-piece band from out of Denmark. Got some real big names in the band here, members from Morgoth and Volbeat. They were influenced by a lot of the best old-school death metal bands, a lot of death and bolt thrower influence here, and they have some great videos. Moving on to number two. Number two, we got Memoriam, Rise to Power. This one released in February, so it's a fairly early release that I think I might have dropped off of some people's radars, but they're a four-piece from the UK. They've been around for a couple years. Pete, you actually got me into these guys. It's war-themed death metal with two members from Benediction and one from Bolt Thrower, so no surprise what they sound like there.
Yeah,
number
definitely
three.
Killer.
Oh, great stuff. Number three, we got Frozen Soul, Glacial Domination. This was released in May. They're a five-piece band out of Texas, which is ironic because the album has strong wintry vibes and themes to it. Killer album, just sick death metal. Has a sound that's kind of a cross between Grave and Bolt Thrower. They do not hide the fact that they like Bolt Thrower, and they have some pretty cool videos, too. Number four. We got Godsled here, Procreation of God.
Nice.
This was released in May. This is their debut album. It's excellent death metal from Poland. We actually did an interview with them. Great guys. Lead guitarist, he's super young, like maybe 17 now, I don't know. But yeah, very impressive for his age, for any age. Super heavy and sick sounding. It's pretty unique sounding, actually. It's hard to say they sound like this or that. So, number five.
Agree.
We got Endseeker, Global Worming. This released in October. They're a five-piece out of Germany. They've been around for a while. They totally have that Swedish death metal sound down to a fucking science. Sounds a lot like Entombed and Dismember. They got the big Swedish death metal grooves and big riffs. Just great stuff. They have a lot of puns and tongue-in-cheek shit in their music, and they have a good time in their videos.
Yeah, definitely.
Number six, we got Extermination Order, The Siege of Ascalon. This was released in April. They're a four-piece multinational band. This is their only album, and this is just totally Bolt Thrower worship, right down to the logo, as you can see there. They're not hiding the fact that that's what they're going for there. It's just brutal war-themed death metal. It's only an EP, but because I like Bolt Thrower, I put it on the list. I'm looking forward to a full release from these guys. I hope it's just not a one-off fan fiction album. And this is the last time I'm going to say Bolt Thrower. So number seven, we got Leper Colony. This is a self-titled debut release. This was another early release, dropped in January. Totally flew under my radar right up until the last minute. Pete, I saw it on your list, and I'm like, how come I haven't listened to this? And I checked it out, and it's like, fuck, now what am I going to bump? This is just sick old school death metal.
I know.
Same
This year was so amazing, man.
Oh, it was a crazy year. I think it had a lot to do with COVID, and people were sitting on stuff, and now they're finally getting a chance to release it.
Right.
So this is a great album. Same singer as in Hell, Mark Grewe. We're hoping to do an interview with him soon. A lot of death and obituary influence. And number eight, we got Allfather, A Violent Truth. This was released in March. They're a four-piece from the UK. This one's a little different for me. They are a sludge doom groove metal band, so great sounding with heavy and catchy riffs that just sucked me in. It has a sludgy, blackened hardcore sound to it. It's another short album, but it's just a pure assault the whole time, and it gets 5 out of 5 fucking horns high for me all day long, man.
Yeah, I dig it too.
And number 9, we most of my stuff here has been death metal, but I listened to a lot of thrash metal this year as well, and there were a lot of great thrash releases, so this was difficult to throw a couple on here. And so number 9 here, we have Necrokinesis, A Force Made Flesh. This dropped in August. This is one of those one-man band type of things. This is just one fucking crazy Irish man cranking out the riffs.
Yeah.
I heard about this on Murder Metal Mayhem, actually. This is just heavy death thrash, lots of catchy riffs and chugs.
Oh, yeah.
Great thrash rhythm. It's just very old-school sounding thrash with great grooves and very riff-driven.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 10, we got last but not least, I had to give it to my fellow countrymen here. We got Raider with their album Trial by Chaos. This was released in April. They're a four-piece reigning out of Canada. And I think I might have heard about Raider when you were interviewing John from Immortal Possession, actually.
Yeah, they're really good. I really dig these guys, and they've just barely missed my list. They're very honorable mention.
Yeah, this fucking album kicks ass, man. It's a mix of death and thrash, and you know what? It feels like a lot of these new thrash bands nowadays, they have a lot of death in them, so which I like to see. And so this album, Trial by Chaos, just an onslaught of monster riffs, great sounding old school thrash and speed metal.
Hell yeah. All right, well, I got my list here. I'm going to go through real quick. Number 1, The Bleeding with Monocrator. These guys are just so killer. UK death thrash. I know you and I, Shane, both lean that way with the death thrash stuff, and just love these guys. Love the album cover. Love the album start to finish. Just
heavy
straight,
as fuck.
Very much. Very brutal. Number 2, you turned me on to these guys. Legion of the Damned with the Poison Chalice. Absolutely amazing. Really, really dig these guys. I know they've got a guitar player getting ready to leave, so they're going to have a new guitar player coming in his place, but anxious to maybe do an interview with them as well. But really love that album. I also loved As in Hell, Impiora, amazing album. Looking forward to doing that interview with Mark. It'd be really cool. But yeah, great death metal album from an unlikely source, that's for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Number 4, Creeping Death with Boundless Domain. This is just fucking brutal. U.S. death metal. Didn't have a lot of U.S. stuff in my list, but hey, got to give the nod to these guys. Really, really kick-ass band. Number 5, I really, really love these guys. Chronicle, Where Chaos Thrives. Amazing Danish band. These guys are really got a lot of potential here.
The Danes again.
That's right. Number 6, Leper Colony. I know you went over that one, Shane. It's a great one. Number 7, Eradicated Descendants. I mean, you talk about thrash. This is an amazing debut album from these guys. So holy shit. Looking forward to seeing what else they've got up their sleeve. Number 8, War Crab with the Howling Silence. Definitely dig these guys. Some good doom death type stuff. Really, really great band. We're going to be interviewing them as well, working that detail out. Number 9, Withering Scorn. This is a project from Glenn and Sean Drover. They recruited Henning Basse on vocals and Joe DeBias on bass. Just amazing, all-star band, but great old school metal stuff. Really, really solid. Very, very strong. And the last one on my list, Executus, an Australian band. I definitely love my Australian metal, and these guys kill it with the Black Throne of Chaos Abandon. Great album, some black and thrash. I definitely dig that more than I used to. Acquiring a taste for it. So we just had a great year for metal, and
It's been crazy.
Yeah, and we wanted to pick bands that were not the big name bands. We know, Cannibal Corpse, Dying Fetus, Obituary. There were some killer albums from some of those bands, but we wanted to spend time talking about the more indie bands out there. So very cool.
Yeah, like to hear something new, something different.
Yeah, I hope you guys got turned on to some bands by listening to what we like, and love to hear from you. Comment below. We're going to put some links down
to our top 10 playlist. We have lists made up in YouTube Music, so we're going to have links to that below too, if you want to check it all out.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, we'll see you guys next time.
Horns fucking high.